So it seems like the Vikings are looking with Quessenberry and with Gaskin for players with experience. So I think that they would look for a veteran cornerback.
The Vikings made their cuts over the past several days and got their roster down to the 53-man roster limit on Tuesday, just like every other team did. We've already seen Minnesota add free agents Myles Gaskin and David Quisenberry. Are there more moves to be made ahead for the Vikings ahead of the season opener against Tampa Bay? And who are some of the players cut by other teams that Vikings fans should keep their eyes on?
Yeah, I think the position that we're still thinking about is the cornerback spot because right now they have their three starting corners, assuming you're mostly using three at the same time: Byron Murphy Jr., Caleb Evans, and Mekhi Blackman. But the only backup is Andrew Booth Jr. after they cut Juwan Williams because the other corner on the roster is Najee Thompson, who is an undrafted free agent that really made his bones with special teams, but is not someone with any NFL experience playing cornerback and is much more of just a special teams specialist alone. Would they want to go into the season with just one backup, and not only one backup, but one backup who spent the entire summer on the second team in Andrew Booth Jr., and that I think the team has expected more from his development so far than they've actually seen. So that position seems ripe for adding somebody else, and who they could possibly get. There's one name that's at the top of everybody's list wondering where he'll land. It was a surprise cut out of New Orleans, Bradley Roby. He's a veteran type player. So it seems like the Vikings are looking with Quessenberry and with Gaskin for players with experience because you can kind of take two approaches to picking up guys from cutdown day. You can either try to find players that might have some upside. Maybe you like them in the draft, guys who went undrafted that you tried to sign in undrafted free agency, or you can get veteran players who got beat out by somebody else. And Gaskin is a player who fell out of favor after a very good 2020 season with Miami. And the same goes for Quessenberry in Buffalo. He was starting for Tennessee a couple of years ago and then didn't do very well with Buffalo. And now he ends up here as depth for the Vikings. So I think that they would look for a veteran cornerback. And also, when you just look at the experience or lack thereof, I mean, you have a handful of snaps from a Caleb Evans last year, a good career so far for Byron Murphy Jr., no snaps in the NFL from anybody else in that room aside from a couple of games from Andrew Booth Jr. last season. I mean, there's almost no experience there. And I think that every room in the NFL could use a veteran player. So I think that that would be more along the lines of what they should look for that room, but we'll have to see if they add to any other places. I think that, though, stands way out as the place that they need to still fill a spot.
That's been another Purple Insider Extra for Bring Me the Sports. Be sure to rate, review, and subscribe to the Purple Insider Podcast wherever you get your podcasts. Talk to you next time.